Every legend begins with a sighting, a flicker in the shadows, a pair of eyes watching from a place humans rarely dare to look. High in the mountains of Europe, caves stretch deep into the earth. Ancient explorers wrote of creatures that lived in these hollows. Massive, scaled shadows that breathed smoke and fire dragons. Not as fantasy, but as apex predators of a forgotten age. But evidence doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's silent. Tracks found in snow leading into untouched wilderness. Too large, too deep, too precise to belong to any known animal. As if something enormous still wanders these forests. Creatures like Bigfoot are dismissed as myths, yet cameras continue to capture fleeting silhouettes. Tall, broad, intelligent, always staying just far enough away to remain legendary, but close enough to remind us they might be real. And beneath the waves lies a world even more mysterious. Sailors for centuries reported tales glimmering under moonlight. Figures that swam like humans, but vanished like shadows. Could mermaids be an undiscovered branch of deep-sea evolution? Ancient cartographers didn't scribble creatures for decoration. They marked the unknown with warnings. Dragons, sea serpents, sirens, because explorers saw things they could never explain. In the rural lands of the Americas, livestock turned up drained, untouched, as if something fed without leaving a trace. Locals speak of glowing red eyes, of a predator adapted to darkness. The infamous chupacabra, myth to some, survival to others. Even the gentlest myths have roots in truth. The unicorn, described across continents by cultures that never met. Why did they all imagine the same creature? What real animal inspired a legend shared worldwide? Hidden in old libraries are journals, sketches, and forbidden manuscripts. Accounts written by explorers who claim to encounter beings long erased from public history. Their stories match across centuries, too similar to ignore. Even today, parts of our planet remain untouched. Islands cloaked in fog, never fully mapped, never fully explored. Satellites reveal shadows moving across their surfaces, shadows that don't match any known species. Across the frozen wilderness of Siberia, legends speak of the Almasty, cousin to Bigfoot. Hunters tell stories of massive silhouettes tracking them between the trees. These creatures aren't isolated myths. They are global. Deep in the ocean's black zone, light is rare, yet divers report glowing shapes moving with human-like agility. If mermaids exist, they wouldn't be beautiful singers. They'd be deep-sea survivors with bioluminescent adaptations. In caves worldwide, ancient carvings depict the same creature, a winged, scaled beast dominating the sky. Cultures separated by oceans somehow drew the same thing. How? Unless they all saw something real. Modern sightings continue. Hikers report glowing orbs drifting between trees, followed by the sound of branches snapping under heavy weight. Some believe these lights are how mythical creatures navigate the dark, like natural lanterns. High above the clouds, shadows sometimes sweep across peaks with no helicopters, no birds, nothing that should be flying. Witnesses describe massive wingspans, and a cold rush of air like something ancient passing overhead. Even the stars tell the story. Constellations across civilizations feature the same creatures: dragons, sea serpents, horned beasts. Ancient astronomers placed them in the sky, not as fantasy, but as warnings to future generations. Then there are the strange prints left behind. Hoof marks that don't match horses, cattle, or deer. Found around abandoned farms, too symmetrical, too deep, as if the creature that made them was heavier, faster, and far more elusive. When you see eyes in the dark, your mind says animal. But what if the gaze feels intelligent? Too focused, too aware? Witnesses across the world describe eyes that watch them, not like prey, but like equals. Ancient scrolls reveal sightings written with the same urgency, the same fear. Generations saw these beings, but over time, their accounts were dismissed, buried, or intentionally erased. Near rivers at night, people report slender silhouettes moving just beyond the mist. Too tall for humans, too silent for animals. Quick enough to vanish the moment someone approaches, as if trained to avoid discovery. Even with drones and satellites, thick jungles hide truths we aren't ready for. Footage shows shadows moving against the canopy, shapes too large to be apes, too coordinated to be random wildlife. Yet not all legends are terrifying. Some tell of creatures that avoid humans to protect themselves. Forest lights revealing a single-horned creature, peaceful, ethereal. Maybe unicorns weren't mythical, just endangered. And at sunset, along remote cliffs, witnesses still report figures diving into the waves, long hair, human shapes, and tails slicing beneath the water. Mermaids may not be pretty, but they might still be out there. Myths don't survive thousands of years unless there's truth behind them. Dragons, Bigfoot, mermaids, unicorns. The world has always whispered their names, and maybe it's time we finally listened. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content.